Everyone. Welcome to another episode of 10 Days of Gratitude with Tolapo. And today we are talking about a very, 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 very beautiful topic that you can't even afford to miss or skip. So today we have a very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful and lovely guest in the house today. And I will allow her to introduce herself.
Thank you for having me
Yeah.
on this show. I am Olamide Owolabi. I am an administrator. I am the founder of 1021 Traits. Yeah, let me leave it at that.
That she has an online
I'm a mother.
an online store. If you want to get your Christmas shoes, clothes,
Yeah, that shop with Arike.
she has that. And also, if you want to have a very, very stable financial life, come to her. She knows what to do. She knows how to put you on the right path. This is her. And so for some of you that are just watching it for the first time, what 10 days of gratitude is that we are counting our blessing one after the other this year to say, okay, this is what God has done. Amidst all of the things that God did, this particular one stood as for us. We are taking a deliberate action to say, God, we are grateful. And this is what this is all about. And it's not only about gratitude. You are going to learn. You're going to see some lessons in what they went through. So join in with us. So today we are talking about a gratitude on a emotional healing, relationship healing, all of those healing in one place. So what is the highlight for you this year? Like if you give you a blank check and say, okay, on healing this year, what did God did for you this year? That's two that's for you that
So here you speak about healing. It's something deep for me because going into the year, that's the year 2025, from 2024 going into the year, had so many things undone. And then coming into the year, the first thing that hits me was the death of my father-in-law. And then we've not gone through that phase. And then hearing that my dad is not feeling fine, is in the hospital, I have to be with him. And, thinking about when they said this year, what this year is, in church, they always have anchor scriptures, they always have theme of the year. And this is me who I feel my faith is really strong in God. My dependence on God was so much. So I felt like nothing they happened. And then it was actually a roller coaster of emotions for me. And I saw that me that already said that nothing is going to tear me down anymore. I saw myself gradually, my faith, I was gradually sinking in that area. And then this is me trusting God. Myself and my siblings were trusting God that, oh, God is going to come through, even despite all what the doctors had said. And then, to cut the long story short, my dad passed, and it was another battle for me. So when you mentioned the healing, I was like, that stood out for me because even my husband, everyone around me, I lost my dad and my siblings, my husband, they were now worried about me that at some point I feel like this life, there's no God, there's nothing, that everyone is just doing what they have to do, that this life is just there. So it is what comes, like just accept what comes and what goes. There's no essence of prayers and all. And I had thank God for the help of someone, a pastor, that's Pastor DY. He really stood when he was following my posts back to back, and he saw that this girl has lost her faith. And when he spoke with me, I broke down in tears and I told him we went through series of spiritual exercises. We've seen people share testimonies. The way you have felt, you already felt like, no, this thing is not going to happen. God is going to come through. And this will be another testimony for people to hear. I've already tied my faith to so many things that people are going to hear because God has healed me of so many things in time past. And I'm like, this one is not going to be an exception. But then it just happened and I was the one that was there. So it took me time to go for it. So at that point where I lost my faith, I had questions. And it took me time to get back again to say, yes, God actually is. And I started to, and hearing series of messages, um, my mom still made us feel the emotions, because there are things that we can't do in my house that my dad is the one that practically does it. Before we go to church, the one that would have killed the chicken, process it and all, but there was nobody to fill that gap, you get. But that's a particular healing for me, you get, that you don't know the reason why things happen. So whenever things happen, like the Bible says, all things work together for our good. The pains, whatever thing, all of it works together for our good. And this is me that for years now, I've been trying to get a job. I got a job the same day, on my dad's birthday.
This year.
So all things work together for our good. And the truth about it is, I don't have any regrets. So that's a particular healing. That's a phase of healing for me, that I can get back to say, yes, God truly is. And it was a process. In fact, my faith, I saw that period, it was really a test of faith for me, because my faith grew more, and I decided to know God. You know, when they say know God for yourself,
Yeah.
this year made me know God in depth. I know who God is to me. But the only thing I'm praying for is, God, I don't want any other test. Don't test my faith. Let it just end there, you know. But that's a particular healing point for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so going deep into the emotional healing now, and the healing process by just explain about the date with that and all of that. So, how did you navigate it emotionally? You got to a point that you said everybody was quite worried at what is going on and all of that, and you got to that point. We know that God actually came through to heal you and all of that, but how do you navigate it? How do you come to a point? Because there's one thing that I know, that people usually live in denial. Just they're going to stop school, especially people that are strong, but they are saying no, no, until it hits them that this thing is actually there's something wrong. So how do you get to a point that you said, this part, I think I need emotionally, I think I need God to take me out of this deep sink that I'm in. I need God. And how do you navigate it to this point?
So first of all, I'm going to say that, you know, I'm tired of being the strong woman. You know, when people see you as strong, at the time where I needed people to stand by me, I didn't see them. The people I expected to be around me, I didn't see them. It was myself that was seeing, and then my family, my husband. But at that point, I knew that it's you and God. The second thing I learned to embrace about myself this year is love yourself. During the process, because I just saw that I can't be a man pleaser. You understand?
Yeah.
So I have to love myself. And that point is where I made up my mind. Yes, God is truly God. God is the center, is at the center of it all. Because I had to do more of him, spend time with him, you know, even for my own personal development. And there were things that even came out of that moment where I had to say, okay, it's a time to draw closer to God. I had to sink myself many times into that aspect and then embrace myself. So at that point, with the word of God, with constant, I can be like, I started to see that, in fact, this year I got to see that, yes, God is truly good. It's actually good to serve God. Like, it's not just in words, but in actions. It came in actions.
Okay, so can you do a little shout out to God? Because this is about it. Oh, the healing, emotional healing, and good healing this year.
God, you are amazing. You are the best that has ever happened. So my appreciation is every day. I'm so full of gratitude. And I always say it that I'm taking the lessons. Yes, God, thank you for the lessons. Thank you for growth. Thank you for how far you brought me. I'm indeed grateful.
Okay, thank you so much. So before we go to the next question, we want to do the game session, which is the trivia question.
Okay, get it.
So you must answer this question in 3 seconds, whatever comes to your hand. Just so, what do you complain about the most this year?
Sorry, I've accidentally said comments. The most I complain about is finances.
Okay.
Finances.
Who stressed you the most? Who gave you stress this year
Ha!
the most?
Stress the most this year. A boss.
Okay. Okay, so one thing you thank God for late this year. One thing you thank God for late this year, like you before you realize it's already like gone, gone, gone.
Discovering myself.
Okay.
Discovering myself.
See. What should you thank God for this year?
My children.
Okay, good, good. Okay. So you are just going to answer these questions. A blessing you did not appreciate at first. Can this say?
The blessing I didn't appreciate that came this year. My baby.
You didn't appreciate it at first when it came. But when the whole thing was over, you just discovered that this is a blessing in his value.
That's our top area of my business.
Okay.
Yes. You have to speak more. Go to because I took one thing I appreciate like this year is the risk I took. I took a whole lot of risk this year, and this is me still standing because the risks I took.
Okay, so when the risk came,
Yeah.
you appreciate it and paid it.
I didn't appreciate it, but God opened my eyes to see that this is why you had to take this bath.
Okay. So one thing you thank God for after crime.
It's still finances because I learned like God is always constantly speaking to me like learn to trust me, just depend on me, trust me. There are times that when things are not going right, I'll just go there, God, see me again, and then I start crying and all. And then the next minute, God has shown himself and I'm appreciating him. When I'm appreciating him, he's saying, see you've not still learned to trust me.
Trust MK. So these questions that I'm going to ask now, you are going to only answer with 2 words. The first, if I just say the word, you haven't say, is that however you understand it, so that you say God did it or I endure it.
Okay.
January,
I endured it.
this year's bills,
God did it.
this relationship,
God did it.
this year was a person. Who are you going to say, that this person is this year for me? I can say this person is the definition of 2025.
My husband.
Okay. Everybody go online. Who do you block this year?
My boss.
You block it.
No, never.
One word for this year.
One word. Grateful.
Would you recommend this year to any friend?
The first part of the year, I won't recommend to anybody, but the second part, I will.
But you need someone who to the second part. Person has to go to the office.
Yes. All things all together for a good hour.
One thing that tests your patience this year.
It's a lot more.
Then on this show,
It's not about that tested by the pictures. There's no I can coin this.
the one moment that you said, God, are you sure?
One moment I said, God, are you sure? But, it's still in the area of business. It's business. Like when I had to take, like there was something I received in the place of prayer, and I had to constantly go back that. God, yeah, are you really sure? Should I go ahead? So
Okay, so let's go to the question break. We'll come back to this game session. So okay, that what you said earlier, that's how you navigate it. That you navigate those healing period through the help of God, and also soaking yourself in the word, and still finding yourself daily being under God, and that was how you were able to navigate. So then, would you advise anybody that went through what you went through, or that went through or is going through what you went through, they say, you advise them that at a particular point that you know that your faith is already shaking, you advise them to talk to someone God.
well, I will advise that you stay in place of prayer. Don't get the first thing is don't even doubt bunch. Like anything that makes you doubt God, just remove it, zero it. So that's the first thing I'll first say, that don't ever doubt God in your finances, in every area you are believing or trusting God for. Don't doubt Him. Keep trusting Him. And so, secondly, talk to God. God is the best friend to have. Then, yes, speak up, or know the right people, not just speaking to anybody. Know the right people to speak to, that will, that you can't, everybody cannot be like me. There are people, when in our down times, when you speak to them, they make you they make you take the wrong steps. So
Know who to speak.
know who to speak to. So I'll advise you, speak to people. You can't do it yourself. I mentioned that there was someone who had to come and talking to me constantly.
Hey Joe, God, if you send me the thing, join me the like, comment, share, subscribe, repost, do everything you can to help a sister